Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to North Hardin High School here at Ron Bevers Gymnasium for tonight's 17th District Volleyball action. Tonight's ball game has the John Hardin Bulldogs taking on the North Hardin Trojans. We're now going to turn it over to our PA announcer for tonight's starting lineups. So there we have our starting lineups. This is a Hardin County educational and community television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable, unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Online at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. Online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank, with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and you can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. Reminder, we will be back on the air tomorrow night, as it will be football action, as these two teams will square off here at North Hardin High School. The Bulldogs coming in off a victory over Meade County last week, and the Trojans coming off a victory at Tate's Creek. Kickoff time is scheduled for 7:30. John Hardin comes in tonight under Coach Hampton with a 9-10 record, while the Trojans come in under Coach Patterson with a 7-6 record. For the Bulldogs, Destiny Shorter, Julie New, Sydney Jones, Autumn Ridge, Claire Wessel, and I believe Brianna Davis. For the Trojans, Ashley Payne, Michaela Rothrock, Faith Ramos, Taylor Mather, Taylor McGaw, and libero Tyler Woods. Best 3 out of 5 sets. Sets going to 25-2. Sydney Jones, her first serve goes long, and the first point will go to the Trojans. If we do make it to a 5th set, it will be the first of 15 leading by 2. There is a point on every serve. McGaw now to serve for the Trojans, 1 serving 0. Lee to Newby, sent over by Jones. McGaw and Woods will get it over to Ridge. To Newby for Lee. Mather to McGaw for Schimpf. And that'll go long, and it will be a point for the Bulldogs. And that'll send Judy Lee to the line, 1 serving 1. Off Ramos, a point for the Bulldogs, an ace for Lee, 2 serving 1. We'll go to Ramos, up to Mather for Payne. She goes across, it's wide. And another point for the Bulldogs. 3 serving 1. Ramos to Mather for Schimpf. Sent back by Sydney Jones. Woods to Mather for Ramos. Ramos with the kill. Woods will now go to the line for the Trojans. 2 serving 3. Ridge to Sydney Jones, back to Ridge. Woods, dive by Mather, not going to be able to get it over. Point for the Bulldogs. Autumn Ridge goes to the line, 4 serving 2. That is an ace by Ridge. 5 serving 2. Just catches the top of the net and gets in. Another ace by Ridge. 6 serving 2. Mather sets up for Michaela Green and the kill for North Hardin. That'll send Faith Ramos to the line. 3 serving 6. Lee unable to return that one. An ace for Ramos. That's the same way that Ridge got it. It just tips the top of the net. 4 serving 6. Ridge to Sydney Jones. She just pops it over. Woods to Mather for Vowles. That's long. Point for the Bulldogs. Brianna Davis checks back into the lineup for the Bulldogs. Actually, sorry, that was Julie Kiter that checking in. She'll head to the service line. Should be 7 serving 4. There it is. Now everybody's correct. Green to Mather for Schimpf. Dug by Kiter to Sydney Jones for Holst. Blocked at the net, dug out by the Bulldogs. They'll get it over. Green to Mather for Vowles. Lee to Kiter for Ridge. And doesn't clear the net, and a point for the Trojans. Kayla Rothrock checks in for the Trojans. She'll go to the service line. 5 serving 7. Lee to Kiter for Sydney Jones. Not able to get that one over the net. Point for the Trojans. 6 serving 7. Lee. That one dug out by Holst, and then Green gets the kill for the Trojans. We're all tied at 7. Rothrock to serve for the Trojans. Lee, and that one played into the rafters, and you can play it off the rafters on your own side. That one hit squarely and came down quickly. 8 serving 7. Ridge to Kiter, Sydney Jones. Corfridge to Green, gets it over. Ridge, Sydney Jones pokes it over. Michaela Green with another kill on the front line. 9 serving 7. Lee to Kiter. Ridge from the back line, dug out there by Rothrock. Green sends it over. Lee to Kiter for Sydney Jones. Back line to Woods. Rothrock bumps it. That one's going to go over. And it did not clear the net on this side. Point for the Bulldogs. Davis checks back to the front line. Destiny Shorter goes to the service line. 8 serving 9. Service error. Point and serve go over to the Trojans. Michaela Green to the service line. Ashley Plain checks back into the front line. 10 serving 8. Lee to Kiter for Holst. Now Green to Rothrock for Payne. Kiter got to that one. Sydney Jones for Holst. And the Trojans unable to get out of the net. And North Hardin challenging the call. Point for the Bulldogs. Newbie now to the line to serve. 9 serving 10. Vowles to Rothrock for Payne. Blocked to the net by Jones. Mather now. Sent over by Schimpf. Sydney Jones tries to dump it over. Woods gets to it. Now Vowles will send it to the back line to Lee. Kiter will send it to the back line. It catches just the corner and in, and we're all tied at 10 apiece. As Julie Newby goes back to the line for the Bulldogs to serve. And just able to get it over is Vowles. Sydney Jones will send it over. Corfidge to Rothrock for Payne. Locked in the middle. Mather. Now Corfidge will just pop it over. Kiter gets there. Sydney Jones for Ridge. It's going to go a net violation on the Bulldogs, and it'll be point for the Trojans. Taylor Mather checks back into the lineup along with Faith Ramos. Mather to the line. 11 serving 10. Newby. Kiter sends it over. Rothrock to McGaw. And McGaw will get the kill. 12 serving 10. Sydney Jones to Kiter for Ridge. She'll just dump it over. Unable to get to it, and a point for the Bulldogs. Sydney Jones goes back to the service line for the Bulldogs. Claire Wessel checks into the lineup. 11 serving 12. Mather to Rothrock for Ramos. Dug by Newby. Davis sends it over. Now Rothrock sets inside for Payne. Dumps it over. Lee gets to it. Sydney Jones for Davis. Dug out by Woods. Rothrock for Ramos. Newby to Sydney Jones for Davis to the back corner. It's wide and a point for the Trojans. Bailey Ships back into the lineup for the Trojans. As Taylor McGaw goes to the line to serve. 13 serving 11. Lee to Jones for Ridge. Knocked around, Lee gets to it. Mather will send it over. Ridge to Jones, back for Ridge. Blocked at the net, dug out by the Bulldogs. Newby, now Jones will send it over to Woods. Miscommunication there by the Trojans. And a point for the Bulldogs. And that'll send the libero, Judy Lee, to the line. 12 serving 13. Mather to McGaw for Payne. Blocked at the net that time by Shorter. Point for the Bulldogs, and we're tied up at 13. We are in set number 1, best 3 out of 5. Lee to serve. Ramos sends it back over, sent back over by the Bulldogs. Payne to McGaw, now Payne again. Lee to Sydney Jones. McGaw will punch it over. Sydney Jones to Lee, back to Jones. Tipped at the net, Payne pops it up. McGaw pops it up for Ramos. Ramos gets it over, Lee diving dig. Sydney Jones for Ridge. Dig by Woods. And again, some miscommunication by the Trojans. And the Bulldogs take a 1-point lead, 14 serving 13. McGaw for Schimpf. Newby got to it. Now Woods on the other side to McGaw for Ramos. Dug by Newby. And that one hit the Raptors, and Bulldogs unable to get to it. Back to tied 14 apiece. Tyler Woods to the line for the Trojans. 14 serving 14. Ridge to Jones for Wessel. McGaw for Ramos. That one hit off the bottom of Ramos' hand into the net. Morgan Holst checks back into the front line for the Bulldogs. Autumn Ridge to the service line. 15 serving 14. Out That'll go wide. Service fault over point and serve over to the Trojans. Faith Ramos will be serving. 15 serving 15. Service fault returned. Point and serve back to the Bulldogs. Kylie Corfitz checks back in for the Trojans. Julie Kiter checks in for the Bulldogs. She'll go to the service line. 16 serving 15. Green to McGaw, back for Green, and Green with another kill. Michaela Rothrock goes to the line for the Trojans, 16 serving 16. Ridge to Kiter for Shorter. Unable to return it are the Trojans, and a point back over to the Bulldogs, and that'll send Destiny Shorter to the line. 17 serving 16. Brianna Davis checks to the front line for the Bulldogs. Service fault. Point and serve back over to the Trojans. And Michaela Green will be going to the service line. Ashley Payne checks in on the front line. Ridge to Kiter for Holst. Holst back line to Rothrock. Corfidge for McGaw. Jones to Lee, back to Jones. She'll send it to the back line to Green. Rothrock for McGaw. That one doesn't clear the net. Point for the Bulldogs. Julie Newby back into the lineup for the Bulldogs, and she'll head to the service line. 18 serving 17. Tyler Woods back in on the back line for the Trojans. Vowles to Rothrock for Payne. Kiter to Jones for Ridge. Hit at the net. And Vowles somehow got it over the net. Kiter back for Sydney Jones. Rothrock to Woods for Vowles. And miscommunication again. Only about 4 or 5 times all tonight in this first set by the Trojans. 19 serving 17. And that'll be an ace for Newby. 20 serving 17. Vowles to Rothrock for Payne. And Payne with a kill. Taylor Mather checks into the lineup along with Faith Ramos. Mather will go to the service line. Newby to Ridge. Davis sends it over. Woods to Rothrock for Payne. Dug by Kiter. Jones is going to get it over. Payne to Rothrock for Ramos. Lee to Kiter for Ridge. Woods. And a point for the Bulldogs. Sydney Jones to the line. 21 serving 18. Wessel checks back in for the Bulldogs. McGaw, and that'll be an ace for Jones. 22 serving 18. With that, Coach Patterson will take a timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, for all your real estate needs, contact Ryan. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable, unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Reminder again, we will be back on the air tomorrow night. We will have football action as John Hardin travels to take on North Hardin. Next week we'll have 4 games on tap again. We'll get to those between these first 2 sets. 22 serving 18. Trojans got it over, but it was wide. And it was out, so a point for the Bulldogs. Jones serving 23, serving 18. Rothrock unable to get that one. Another ace for the Bulldogs. And now the V-set point. 24, serving 18. Rothrock, and then Mather gets it over. It hits the top of the net, falls over. Taylor McGaw to the line to serve. 19 serving 24. Ridge to Jones. That'll go wide. That one off of Davis. 20 serving 24. Jones. Sorry, Newby to Jones to Ridge. And that is it. It lands there. And John Hardin takes set number 1, 25-20. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan, 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. And you can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. Reminder, we'll be back on the air tomorrow night at 7:30 as it'll be football action as John Hardin travels to North Hardin. Kickoff time scheduled for 7:30. Next week, 4 games on tap. On Monday night, it'll be girls soccer action as E-Town travels to John Hardin. Game time there scheduled for 7 o'clock. Tuesday night, it'll be boys soccer action as John Hardin travels to North Hardin, and that game time is also at 7 o'clock. Then next Thursday, we will have volleyball action as we'll be right back here at North Hardin as E-Town comes to take on the Trojans. Game time scheduled for 7:30. And then next Friday night, we will have Valley High School traveling to take on the Bulldogs of John Hardin. Kickoff time there is scheduled for 7:30. Teams have switched sides. And get ready for set number 2. On the court now for the Trojans, Bailey Schimpf, Faith Ramos, Ashley Payne, Taylor McGaw, Taylor Mather, and Michaela Green. On the court for the Bulldogs, Brianna Davis, Sydney Jones, Julie Kiter, Destiny Shorter, Julie Newby, and Autumn Ridge. Libero for John Harden, going to check in Judy Lee. She'll take Shorter's spot. And Tyler Woods looks to step in as soon as they get everybody lined up. Again, Libero can sub in and out whenever they want to. They have to play only on the back line, though. North Hardin will serve to open set number 2. Taylor McGaw serving for the Trojans. The back line, Newby got to it. Lee gets an arm on it, and Jones sends it over. Woods to McGaw for Schimpf. Gotten over, Jones digs that one out. Kiter back to Jones, to the back line to Woods. McGaw for Ramos. That's long. And the first point of set number 2 will go to the Bulldogs. And that'll send Sydney Jones to the line to serve. It's clear. Wessel checks in. 1 serving 0. Woods gets to that one. Ramos. Now Mather will send it over. Lee to Jones for Davis. Goes off a Trojan, and they're unable to return it. Point for the Bulldogs. 2 serving 0. Catches the top of the net. Woods gets to it. Payne sends it over. Ridge to Jones. Wessel able to get it over, and Trojans unable to return it. 3 serving 0. Mather to McGaw for Payne. Davis for Jones, back to Davis. She'll send it to the back line to Woods. McGaw for Ramos. That didn't clear the net. Point for the Bulldogs. 4 serving 0. That'll go wide, service fault. Point and serve back over to the Trojans. Michaela Green checks in on the front line as Tyler Woods goes to the service line. 1 serving 4. Newby to Jones for Wessel. McGaw to Mather for Ramos. Lee to Jones. Try to dunk it over. Green sends it back. Davis sends it back now. Comes back again to the Bulldogs. Lee outside for Ridge. Mather to Woods. Back to Mather. To the back line to Jones. Lee got to it. Newby send it over. Woods for McGaw for Ramos. Lee to Davis for Ridge. That won't clear. Point for the Trojans. 2 serving 4. Ridge to Jones for Wessel. Mather to Woods. Mather sends it over. Lee to Jones for Ridge. And point for the Bulldogs as that one is off the Trojans. And Judy Lee now back to the line. 5 serving 2. Ramos to McGaw for Green. And Lee lets it go, and that one's long. Point for the Bulldogs. 6, serving 2. Mather to McGaw for Green. Lee to Jones for Ridge. Mather to Woods for Ramos. Newby to Jones for Ridge. Dug out by Woods. McGaw for Ramos. Tipped at the net. Ridge gets a hand on it. Sidney Jones sends it over, and a point for the Bulldogs. Seven, serving 2. McGaw for Green, dug by Ridge to Jones, back for Ridge. Ridge just punches it over. McGaw digs it out. Green pops it in the air, and Woods will send it over. Ridge again with the dive. Jones sends it to the back corner. Woods is there. McGaw for Ramos, just drops it over. Jones to Lee for Wessel, to the back to Woods. Close to the net, sent over by McGaw, and gets the point for the Trojans. Just in the back corner. Kylie Corfage checks into the lineup. She'll go to the service line. Caroline Vowles checks in and goes to the front line for the Trojans. 3, serving 7. Ridge to Jones, back for Ridge. That's long, a point for the Trojans. 4, serving 7. Ridge to Jones for Wessel. Diving in is Ramos who Corfage did. Jones sends it back over. Now McGaw sets for Vowles. Dug by Ridge to Jones. She'll send it to the back corner. Woods gets to it. No one else can. A point for the Bulldogs. Jones all night has done a really good job seeing the open area on the court, trying to get it there. Morgan Holst checks back into the front line for the Bulldogs. Autumn Ridge to the service line. 8, serving 4. Ace by Autumn Ridge. A lot of top spin on it. North unable to get to it. 9, serving 4. Green for McGaw, back for Green. Hit it to net. Jones able to get it back over. Woods gets to it. McGaw will send it back near, and Green sends it over. Ridge to Jones for Wessel. That'll go off the Trojans and out. Point for the Bulldogs. 10, serving 4. That one just got over the net. Another ace for Ridge. With that, North Hardin will take a timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626 and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Online at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. Online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Come back to action. Autumn Ridge on the service line. 11, serving 4. Corfage. All right, didn't see who got that in the middle. Point for the Bulldogs. 12, serving 4. And another ace by Ridge. Had several in the first set. At least 3 here in this second set. 13, serving 4. And that one catches the top of net and goes over. Another ace for Ridge. 14, serving 4. Corfage. That one will get out of play. Another ace for Ridge. 15, serving 4. Corfage to Rothrock. Green gets it in, but it's long. And another point for the Bulldogs. 16, serving 4. That one into the net. Service fault. Point and serve over to the Trojans. Michaela Rothrock will head to the service line. 5, serving 16. Shorter to Jones for Holst. Played by Rothrock to Green for Vowles. Backline, it's long. Another point for the Bulldogs. Julie Kiner checks into the ballgame for the Bulldogs. She'll head to the service line. 17, serving 5. Woods to Rothrock. That'll be a lift. (18) serving 5. Gotta go wide. Service fault. Point and serve for the Trojans. Ashley Payne checks back into the front line. Michaela Green to the service line. 6, serving 18. Lee to Kiter for Ridge. Dug by Rothrock to McGaw for Vowles. Tries to tip it over. Jones sent it back. Rothrock now for Vowles. She'll go back line. It's long. Point for the Bulldogs. Brianna Davis checks back into the front line for the Bulldogs. Destiny Shorter to the service line. 19, serving 6. I'll go wide left. Taylor Mather and Faith Ramos check back in for the Trojans. Mather will head to the service line. 7, serving 19. Lee to Kiter for Holst. Back line to Woods. Mather for McGaw. Ridge to Kiter for Holst again. And finds the hole. Good kill for Holst. Jumped a little early on that one. Able to get it in. Julie Newby checks in for the Bulldogs. She'll head to the service line. 20, serving 7. McGaw to Corfage, and Mather sends it over. Lee to Kiter for Jones. Down the line, it's in. Point for the Bulldogs. 21, serving 7. Mather to Rothrock. Payne sends it over, dug there by Ridge. Taylor McGaw now to the line for the Trojans. 8 serving 21. Newby to Kiter for Jones. And one that's long. Point for the Trojans. Nine serving 21. Newby sends it back over to Ramos. McGaw back for Ramos. Just gets it over the net. Point for the Trojans. 10 serving 21. Wide service fault. Point and serve back to the Bulldogs. Sydney Jones to the line. 22 serving 10. Claire Wessel back into the lineup for the Bulldogs. Ramos to Schimpf for Mather. Lee to Jones for Ridge. Another point for the Bulldogs. 23 serving 10. Ramos to McGaw for Mather. Ridge to Jones. She sends it over. Woods gets to it. McGaw gets it back in play. Schimpf gets it over. Lee to Jones for Wessel. Dug by Woods. Mather. And McGaw will send it over to the back line. Lee. Jones for Davis. McGaw gets to that one. Woods for Ramos. Ridge saves it. Davis sends it over. Mather will play it from there. McGaw back for Ramos. Hit it to the line. Wessel sends it over. McGaw going to try to find a hole. Jones gets it towards the net. Unable to dig it out, and a point for the Trojans. Michaela Green checks back into the front line for the Trojans. Tyler Woods at the service line. 11 serving 23. Newby to Jones for Davis. That goes off Mather. Woods unable to track it down. And it will be set point for the Bulldogs as Judy Lee will head to the service line. Ramos to Mather for McGaw. Lee to Jones for Ridge. Woods, McGaw. Ramos sends it over. Newby to Jones for Wessel. Jones punches it back over after the block. McGaw for Green. Shorter double hits it, and a point for the Trojans. Caroline Vowles will check back in on the front line. Kylie Corfidge will check in on the back line. She'll head to the service line. 12 serving 24. Lee to Jones. Ridge dumps it over. Corfidge gets to it. Green punches it over. Lee for Jones again. Jones finds a spot, and the Bulldogs take set number 2. 25-12. This is a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Online at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. Online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and you can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. A reminder, tomorrow night we're back on the air 7:30 as it'll be football action as the John Hardin Bulldogs come to take on the North Hardin Trojans. Kickoff time scheduled for 7:30. Next week again we'll have 4 more games for you. Monday night it'll be girls soccer. E-Town travels to John Hardin. Tuesday night it'll be boys soccer action as John Hardin travels to North Hardin. Both of those games scheduled to start at 7. Thursday night we will have volleyball action as E-Town comes here to take on the North Hardin Trojans. That game is scheduled for 7:30 start. And next Friday night will be the Valley Vikings traveling to the John Hardin Bulldogs. Kickoff scheduled for 7:30. We'll be heading to set number 3. John Hardin with a 2-0 lead. On the court now for the Trojan, Faith Ramos, Ashley Payne, Taylor McGaw, Taylor Mather, Michaela Rothrock, Michaela Green, and now Tyler Wood takes Green's spot as the libero. On the other side of the court for the Bulldogs, Brianna Davis, Autumn Ridge, Claire Wessel, Destiny Shorter, Judy Lee, Julie Newby, and Sydney Jones. John Hardin will serve first. Here to start set number 3. Mather to Rothrock for Ramos. Touched at the net, point for the Trojans. Taylor McGaw will go to the line for the Trojans. 1 serving 0. Bailey Schimpf checks back in for the Trojans on the front line. An ace by McGaw. 2 serving 0. Ridge to Jones for Davis. That catches the back line. It's in. Point for the Bulldogs. Judy Lee to the line, 1 serving 2. Ramos to McGaw for Payne. Lee to Jones for Newby. Mather to McGaw for Ramos. Dug by Lee. Jones. Ridge unable to get it over. Point for the Trojans. Green back into the front line for North Hardin. Tyler Woods to the service line. 3 serving 1. Lee to Shorter, gets over. And that'll be a kill by Michaela Green. And Woods again serving. 4 serving 1. Lee to Jones for Ridge. McGaw to Green for Schimpf to the MAC line. Lee gets to it. Shorter for Ridge. That goes long and a point for the Trojans. Ridge to Jones for Shorter. Woods to McGaw for Green. Green hits that one into the net. Point for the Bulldogs. And that'll send Autumn Ridge to the line. 2, serving 5. Morgan Holst will check in on the front line for the Bulldogs. And that one into the net. Service fault. Point and serve back to the Trojans. Kylie Corfidge checks in. She'll head to the service line. Caroline Vowles on the front line for the Trojans. 6, serving 2. Ridge to Jones for Wessel. Dug by Woods. Corfidge, Mather gets it over. Lee to Jones for Shorter. And that's in, and a point for the Bulldogs. Julie Kiner back into the lineup for Coach Hampton and the Bulldogs. She'll head to the service line. 3, serving 6. Service fault. Point and serve back to the Trojans. Michaela Rothrock checks into the lineup. 7, serving 3. Lee to Kiter for Shorter. Blocked there by the front line of Green and Vowles. Ridge to Kiter, back for Ridge. She'll send it to the back corner. Rothrock there. McGaw, and now to be Woods, not able to play it over. And point for the Bulldogs. Malaya Ignacio checking into the lineup for the Bulldogs. She goes to the service line. 4, serving 8. Woods to Rothrock for Green. Dug by Kiter to Jones for Holst. Corfidge to Rothrock for Green. Kiter to Jones. And Jones again able to find the hole in the Bulldog defense. In the Trojan defense. Ignacio serving 5, serving 8. McGaw to Rothrock, back from McGaw. And that one didn't get inside the antennas. 6, serving 8. Now the referee's going to confirm what the call was. Got everything ready. 6, serving 8. Rothrock back for Green. Green just taps it over. Gets the point for the Trojans. Michaela Green now to the service line for North. 9, serving 6. Lee to Kiter for Jones. McGaw, Payne, and now Rothrock sends it over. Ridge to Kiter for Jones. Dug by Corfidge. Rothrock for Payne. That catches the back line and a point for the Trojans. Ten serving 6. An ace for Green as that one catches the side. (11) serving 6. Lee to Kiter for Holst. That's long. Point for the Trojans. 12 serving 6. An ace by Green. 5 straight points now by the Trojans. 13 serving 6. Lee to Kiter for Jones, dug by Rothrock. Corfage for Green. Lee digs it out. Kiter for Holst. Rothrock gets to that one. Vowles for McGaw. Blocked at the net by Holst. Julie Newby checks into the lineup for Coach Hampton. She heads to the service line. 7 serving 13. Corfage to Rothrock for Payne. Lee to Davis for Ridge. Ridge not able to get that one over. Point for the Trojans. Taylor Mather will check in and go to the service line. Faith Ramos checks in and goes to the front line. 14 serving 7. Newby to Kiter. Now Jones sends it over. Mather to Rothrock for McGaw. McGaw gets the kill. (15) serving 7. With that, Coach Hampton will take a timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, for all your real estate needs, contact Ryan. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. Taylor Mather serving for the Trojans, 15 serving 7. Jones for Kiter, back to Jones. Hit at the net, but a kill for John Hardin. And Jones will head to the service line, 8 serving 15. Claire Wessel checks back in for the Bulldogs. That serve into the net. Point and serve back to the Trojans. Bailey Schimpf will check back in for North Hardin. Taylor McGaw goes to the service line, 16 serving 8. Ridge to Jones for Wessel. Dug by Mather to McGaw for Ramos. And a point for the Trojans. 17, serving 8. That'll be an ace as that one goes off moving and out of bounds. 18, serving 8. Service fault. Point and serve back to the Bulldogs. Judy Lee will go to the line. Destiny Shorter checks in on the front line. 9, serving 18. McGaw for Payne. Payne hit that one real low on her hand. 10, serving 18. Mather to McGaw for Ramos. Dug by Ridge. Jones. Now Lee sends it over. Mather to Woods. Ramos will punch it over. Lee sends it right back. Woods to McGaw for Ramos. Jones to Lee. Trying to get it to Ridge. And it'll be a net violation as Ridge went under the net. Point for the Trojans, 19, serving 10. Woods to serve for North. That one's into the net. Point for the Bulldogs. Now Autumn Ridge to the line to serve. Morgan Holst checks in on the front line. 11, serving 19. Woods to Mather. She'll try to drop it over. Jones to Lee. Back to Jones. Woods to McGaw for Ramos. And Ramos with another kill. Kylie Corfus checks into the lineup for the Trojans. She'll head to the service line. 20, serving 11. Ridge to Jones, back for Ridge. And that will go off the Trojans. Point for John Harden. Julie Kiter back into the lineup. She heads to the service line. 12, serving 20. Green for McGaw, back to Green. Dug by Kiter. Holst sets up Ridge. It's off Woods. Corfidge unable to get it back in. Point for the Bulldogs. 13, serving 20. Green to McGaw, back for Green. Lee gets to it, Shorter. A point for the Trojans. Kayla Rothrock back into the lineup for Coach Patterson and the Trojans. 21, serving 13. Ridge to Kiter for Holst. Woods, Val sends it over. Kiter to Jones. He just taps it over. McGaw to Rothrock. Back for McGaw. That'll go wide and a point for the Bulldogs. Malaya Ignacio checking back into the lineup for the Bulldogs, and she'll head to the service line. Brianna Davis checks in on the front line. 14, serving 21. McGaw to Green, back to McGaw, and another kill for McGaw. And Michaela Green now heads to the service line. 22, serving 14. Lee to Kiter for Holst. Dug by Kiters, it came back. Jones gets it over. McGall gets to it. Rothrock for Corfidge. She'll send it to the back line. It's long. Point for the Bulldogs. Julie Newby checks into the lineup. She'll head to the service line. 15 serving 22. Vowles to Rothrock for Payne. Davis sends it back over. Rothrock to Corfidge. And unable to get it over after that one hit into the rafters. 16 serving 22. That's wide to the right. Taylor Mather and Faith Ramos check back in for the Trojans. Mather will head to the service line. 23 serving 16. Newby to Kiter. Jones taps it over. Jones again. Soft touch, able to find the hole. Wessel back into the lineup for the Bulldogs. Sydney Jones to the service line. 17 serving 23. Mather to Rothrock for Ramos. Dug by Newby for Jones for Davis. And Davis with the kill. (18) serving 23. Mather to McGall for Ramos. Lee to Jones for Wessel. It's long and it'll be set point for the Trojans. Taylor McGaw to the line. 24 serving 18. That's long. Service fault point back to the Bulldogs. Judy Lee heading to the line. Destiny Shorter checks in on the front. 19 serving 24. Ramos to McGaw for Payne. And the Trojans take set number 3. 25-19. We'll be back after the short timeout with set number 4. Welcome back to North Hardin High School. We are heading to set number 4. John Hardin leads 2-1 in this 17th district volleyball action. Both teams have come back out onto the court. Bulldogs at Sydney Jones, Julie Newby, Destiny Shorter, Julie Kiter, Brianna Davis, and Autumn Ridge. For the Trojans, Ashley Payne, Faith Ramos, Taylor McGaw, Bailey Schimpf, Michaela Green, and Taylor Mather. A mini gymnastics competition broke out between the two schools, each sending students from the seats down doing backhand springs. Quite entertaining between set 3 and 4. North Hardin will start off with service here in set number 4. Taylor McGaw at the line. Jones sends it back over. It's wide. And an ace for McGaw. 1 serving 0. Jones to Newby. Ridge sends it over. Mather to McGaw for Ramos. That's long. Point for the Bulldogs. Sydney Jones to the line to serve. Claire Wessel checks in on the front line. 1 serving 1. Ramos to McGaw. For Payne, she's unable to get to it. Point for the Bulldogs. 2 serving 1. Woods to McGaw for Schimpf. And Schimpf with the kill. Point for the Trojans. Kyla Woods heading to the service line for North. 2 serving 2. Kayla Green checked back in on the front line for the Trojans. Service fault. Judy Lee now heads to the service line for John Hardin as Destiny Shorter checks in on the front line. 3 serving 2. Mather to McGaw for Green. Green with another kill. Kylie Corfage now checks in for the Bulldogs along with Caroline Vowles. Corfage to the line to serve. 3 serving 3. Service error. Point and serve back to the Bulldogs. Autumn Ridge now to the line as Morgan Holst checks into the front line. 4 serving 3. Green to McGaw for Vowles. Corfage. Vowles sends it over. Jones to Lee. Back to Jones. Dug by Woods. McGaw for Green. Lee to Jones. Shorter sends it over. Corfage to McGaw for Schimpf. Back line, it's long. Point for the Bulldogs. 5 serving 3. And an ace for Ridge. 6 serving 3. And another ace for Ridge. With that, Coach Patterson will take a timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, for all your real estate needs, contact Ryan. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable, unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. We come back to action. It'll be Autumn Ridge at the line for the Bulldogs. 7 serving 3. The service error. Point for the Trojans, and they will get served. Michaela Rothrock into the lineup. 4 serving 7. Lee to Jones for Wessel. Dug by Rothrock. And miscommunication on the Trojan side. Point for the Bulldogs. Julie Kiter now into the lineup for John Harden. 8 serving 4. Woods to Rothrock for Green. Dug by Ridge. Jones just taps it over. And it was in on the line. 9 serving 4. That's in. That one got on the line as well. An ace for Kiter. Ten serving 4. That's long. Service error. Michaela Green now to the service line. Ashley Payne checks back in on the front line. 5 serving 10. Lee, that one's going to be an ace for Green. Lee kind of got caught between setting and digging. 6 serving 10. On the service error. Point serve back over to the Bulldogs. Malaya Ignacio checks into the lineup. 11 serving 6. Corford sends it back over. Ridge for Kiter for Jones. Jones sends it to the back corner. It's in. And another point for the Bulldogs. Jones able to almost take a